Hey, how are you doing? It's Anathea, your divine feminine educator and evolutionary astrologer. And I've just been sitting here really looking at the timeline again for Three Eye Atlas. So in this video, what I really want to talk about is the astrological and emotional and spiritual implications of this outside influence coming in and barreling through our where all the other planets orbit. It's the ecliptic. And so how can it not have some kind of deep astrological effect on us? Before I forget, please, I would love your support. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. I would really appreciate that because this information that I have, I'm really being called to give this to you. And it's so funny because when I'm looking at the astrology of it, even though this is science and astronomy, it's really touching my chart deeply. And the question is it yours? And how can knowing this and where it is support you in your journey? Because this is an outside visitor that is only going to be here now until March 16th. And then we'll know more then. But I am taking a bit of a risk. I am, because astrologers really aren't talking about it. It's not astrology per se, but I'll be talking about why, there are astrological implications. And so, putting myself out there a little bit and sharing what I see. And it's also from a Western astrology point of view. So, this is a point of view where it's based on the 0 point Aries, the equinox and the solstices. So it's, how do I explain this for people that aren't astrologically knowing? It's not, we have transits. So you have your first imprint. So when you were born, you have an imprint. Everyone has a natal chart, right? And so these are planets all in the circle, right? This are different pieces of the pie, different areas of your life. But when you were born, when you took your first breath, your natal chart shows where all the planets were when you took your first breath. And it tells a story of who you are and what you came here to do and what you've been working with, what your soul has been working with, even in past lives, the energies that you come in with and what you're working on evolving. And then the planets continue to move. Okay. And so even though Three Eye Atlas is not a planet, because that's called transits, and guaranteed these transits, when they hit your natal chart, they have an effect. I have seen this over and over. I've lived it in my own astrology. Okay. So what I'm looking at and proposing is, even though Three Eye Atlas is not a planet that's transiting, right? It's actually coming through with its potential gifts and offerings of higher frequency consciousness. And where is it affecting you in your natal chart? So when it comes in, it's going to be activating Mars because it's going to be coming close to Mars, and that's on October the 3rd. That's the one that it's going to be the closest to. But I'm telling you, like right now, it's so important for us to have this information because this is something of higher frequency, higher consciousness that we can have an opportunity to tune into. And that's how we'll get the gifts, the benefits of it. It's also an outside influence. And this is very much a metaphor. That's why we go to counseling or that's why we get coaching, because sometimes we can't see. And even in relationship, we're holding each other's blind spots and we get in a grid. And so this is an outside influence to come and help humanity. Um, get an outside perspective, get someone that's from outside. Like Einstein said, you cannot solve the problem from the same consciousness that you have. So this is another consciousness, an outside influence that's coming, and they say it could be older than the solar system. So it's coming, hopefully, with ancient wisdom, an outside influence with ancient wisdom that's helping us raise our consciousness on a spiritual, emotional, but also biological level. So if you've been feeling tired, Rest, don't push it, because this is causing a wake of consciousness that's barreling through the solar system and affecting our biological being. So breathe that higher frequency energy in and allow your biological being to digest that and expand you to higher states of awareness, higher states of consciousness, and even open your heart. That's one of the ills of our society is we are so head centered. And we need to balance our logic with our love, our emotions, our feelings. And we haven't been taught how to do that. So this is, in this higher frequency, any lower frequency energies, unprocessed emotions that are in your body, this is a beautiful time to not do what our society loves to do, is just stuff them and get on with work or get on with life or get on with the relationship that has its challenges. Instead, you're probably going to, as this goes through, I mean, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm tuning into, is if this is a higher frequency energy that's barreling through, touching Mars, the sun, not touching, but coming close to Mars, the sun, Venus, the Earth, and Jupiter, it can't not have an effect, right? And so back to that repression, as we all love to do, just, oh, I shouldn't be feeling that. That energy, that heavy energy is going to be bubbling up inside of you, wanting to be released so that you aren't carrying that weight of, resentment, fear, anxiety, a lot of anxiety in our society. So if you are having anxiety, this is something that you're wanting. I believe this three-eye atlas is wanting you to release. Okay. Think of this as an ancient wisdom, a grandfather, grandmother that are coming through, wanting to help us. This is how I see it. Now, with all of that said, I also want to say that I am ye of little faith. I used to have the faith of a mustard seed, but I think that 2020 made me lose faith in humanity and meaning in life. And I'm recalibrating that now at a more realistic level. I can't affect everybody's life. I can't change the world, but I can keep doing what I'm doing and change one person's life at a time. And so, um, you know, I lost my train of thought. With all that said, and with all the propaganda that's out there and all of the, we don't really even know what's true and what's false. And they say this is all an illusion. From a yogic spiritual point of view, we are in the matrix. We are in an illusion. So is this three-eye atlas made up? It could be. So I'm even putting that out as a possibility. I don't think so, because so many people are on the planet are tapped into it. Um, I believe it is real. And where it's touching my chart in so many different places, it's really activating me to be the messenger to everybody about it so that you can ride this wave of consciousness and get the most benefits of its visitation. And that's started in July, most powerful this month in October, continuing on, and then all the way through March 16th. So let me give you the timeline. October the 3rd, just a few days away here, it's going to be closest to Mars. And that's the closest it's going to come to any of these celestial objects. Closest to Mars on October the 3rd, and that's 0.19 astronomical units. It's still a lot of space. I don't know exactly how many kilometers, but that's still a lot of space, but it's pretty darn close. And what's beautiful about that, October the 3rd, is that there's probes out on around or orbiting Mars that can take pictures and get a better idea of what this is all, the science of it. What it's made of, what it's emitting. It's already been very mysterious to the scientists. So they're going to get more information after October 3rd. That alone, and hopefully that information is not going to be hidden from us, that we will find out about what it is made of. It's already changed from red to green in its color. Apparently it's emitting nickel, and nickel is always connected with iron. So, they don't see the iron. I mean, I don't know all the science of it, but there's a lot of strange, anomalous, different things about it that it's faster than the other two objects, interstellar objects, and bigger. So October 3rd, it's going to be closest to Mars. Then October the 29th or 30th, it's going to be closest to the sun, 1.36 astronomical units. Then on November 3rd, which is exactly a month later, October 3rd, close to Mars, November 3rd, closest to Venus, that's 0.65 astronomical units. And then, I mean, I could even put a numerology to this, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I might do that on another video, though. There's only so much I can cover with this. It just goes deep. November the 3rd, close to Venus, then December the 19th. This could be a big date because it's closest to Earth, and that could be a game changer for humanity, December the 19th. And then March the 16th, closest to Jupiter, as it says, c'est la vie, see you later, hope I served you well. Okay. If you want to get a little bit more on the actual some of the stuff that I already talked about at the beginning, the intro video about this, go to my link. There'll be a link below about the first video that I did it on. But I want to talk about at least October the 3rd, Mars, where it's going to be closest to Mars. And so what I did was, I'm like, wow, okay, let's look at the chart for October the 3rd. What's happening that day? And so when I look at the chart for that, it's Mars. And so 3i Atlas is going to be coming in and activating Mars, basically. And so that activation of the transiting Mars, which is at 7 degrees Scorpio, will then somehow activate your natal chart in that area. So where is 7 degrees Scorpio in your chart? Okay. Yeah. I mean, let's just keep it simple for that for right now. Yeah. Where is that? It's connected to my Neptune. And so, Mars in Scorpio is the spiritual warrior, is the psychological warrior, is the mystical warrior. It's the bringer of transformation. So Mars is the masculine. Mars is the Mars in your chart is how you do things. Scorpio in your chart is where you're facing your limitations. Scorpio wants to transform. So this 7 degrees Mars 7 degrees Scorpio is forcing us. I mean, potentially this is the prediction, right? I'm just basically imagineering here and helping people get the most of this energy while it's actually happening. So what are you doing on October the 3rd? Know that there's a force that's activating planet Mars, and what it's activating is 7 degrees Scorpio in your chart. Now, what's interesting is when I look at the chart for that day, Mars itself is not making an aspect to any other planets. So it's a pure Mars. It's Mars is in its true essence, unaffected by any other planetary influence other than Pluto, because it's Scorpio. Pluto's the ruler of Scorpio. So we blend that Mars energy with Scorpionic energy. And again, this is not how it is in the sky in the constellation. This is taking it from tropical astrology and looking at it from the Earth's point of view, as designed by 0 point Aries and the solstice and the equinoxes, okay? Because we are Earthlings. And so this Mars is all by itself. So I think of it as two different ways. Mars and Scorpio. Mars is already intense and on fire. Mars rules Aries. And but Scorpio is super intense and wants transformation, wants you to face your limitations. So this is like this forced energy of Woo, we need to change. We need to evolve. We need to look at our shadow side and bring it out to the light. So, maybe we've been saying this for many, 5 years now. Secrets will be really revealed because this three-eye atlas is coming with higher consciousness energy. So it can bring light where there is darkness. Okay. So I think of this as a couple of ways. This idea that Mars is the warrior. So it's coming in, Three-Eye Atlas is coming in, and Mars is there in all of its scorpionic intensity and saying, Three-Eye Atlas, what are you doing here? And then Three-Eye Atlas is going to say, I'm here for the greater good of humanity. And then it's going to, boom, blast its energy onto Mars and heal the patriarchy. Now, that may be Pollyanna and idealistic, but it's going to raise the frequency of Mars. This is all me imagineering, okay? This is all potentiality and possibilities. And so that will transform the masculine in us, all of us. So what is the masculine in us? Well, there's a positive expression of the masculine and there's a negative expression of the masculine. The positive expression of masculine is leadership, confidence, fighting for the right cause, asserting yourself. The negative expression of Mars is killing, destroying, overbearing, and not taking any other people's feelings into consideration, just doing their own thing, right? It can be a very destructive force. So you want to look at where is your masculine energy and where can you raise that consciousness? But more importantly, where is 7 degrees Scorpio in your chart? And then you can look at where 7 degrees Leo is or 7 degrees Aquarius as well. Because those can have strong effects as well. Challenges. And Scorpio, the opposite of Scorpio is Taurus, 7 degrees Taurus. If you're not, this is deep. It's going to affect you anyway. And if you understand astrology, you can use those and see where is 7 degrees Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, and is it conjunct to any planets? It's conjunct to my Neptune in the house in the 12th house, which is the house of Pisces, right? And so I'm the spiritual warrior putting my neck out to be even talking about this stuff before any other astrologers are really looking at it from this vantage point. But what the heck? What do I have to lose? My reputation? I'm not worried because I'm coming from the heart, I'm coming from passion, and I don't want to miss this opportunity for you to take advantage of this energy and be aware of it. So the next thing it's going to hit is the sun. And I might do a whole other video on that. But to let you know what's interesting is that it's at 7 degrees Scorpio, Mars is. And then on the 29th, I went to bed the other night. I was like, oh, I wonder when it's going to be close to the sun, what degree it's going to be at. I bet you it's going to be the same degree as it was with Mars. And so I go and I look, and it's 6 to 7 degrees Scorpio when it's closest to the sun. Again, not forcing, but igniting and supporting transformation. Scorpio wants you to transform. Scorpio, the evolutionary intention of Scorpio is to face your limitations and face them and rise above them. And through that, be the rising phoenix. So where are you having limitations in your life? Are they relationship? Are they career? Are they soul purpose oriented? These are all the things that you can ask yourself, but don't do what we all do, which is repress our emotions, because those emotions, Scorpio is a very psychological sign, it's a water sign, very emotional sign, but the deep, dark waters, those places inside you that are hidden, they want out, and they want to be seen and recognized, and the energies that you're holding that you no longer even need to hold. This is the other beautiful thing, is that when you shine a light on a darker frequency energy, and the heaviest, darkest frequency energy that we have is shame, and there's sexual shame. Okay. And so that's a whole big subject. But basically, sometimes this is a beautiful opportunity because sometimes it's just shining the light. And you don't have to go into story and process your past. Sometimes this energy is just really helping you release it and let go of it without holding on to the story, without even understanding why. And it will bring you to a higher frequency of open-heartedness. That I know for sure. So if things are bubbling up inside of you, don't hold on to them. I'm talking about past stuff, limitations, relationship resentments. Um, let them go. This is a great time. So it's the 29th today. Pay attention to this all the way through October the 3rd. I'll be doing another video where I'll dive deep into how it's going to be close to the sun. And take this time until October 3rd because that energy is building and then it's going to pop. So it's a little bit before the October 3rd and after. October is going to be a big month of transformation. Be willing to do the work. If you need support, I'm here for you. And remember, again, like, subscribe, share, comment, um, and tell a friend. These are exciting. I haven't been excited about something like this in a long time. And so let's hope it's real. Let's hope it's going to come and be, a positive messenger, and that it's going to make a difference in our life. I'll talk to you in the next video. Thanks so much for listening. Take care.